Hi, Mr. Ford here, and welcome to Coding Camp Day 3. Content covered in this video includes learning about broadcast event blocks and how to make two sprites talk to each other. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with two separate sprites. And I've done some very simple scripting for both sprites just to make sure that they stay in the correct spot. So you can see we have our typical first sprite here. When the green flag is clicked, they're going to wear a certain costume, they're going to set the background, and they are going to go to their position kind of center left there. Our second sprite is also coded for when the green flag is clicked to go to a specific spot. The reason that this second sprite has no background looks, no costume looks, is because we're going to be using our first sprite kind of as the command sprite. They are the one sort of controlling everything, broadcasting things out and receiving information back. So next we're going to head over to our coding blocks over on the side, and we are going to go to, well, not control, events. We are going to go to events. And up here in events, we've talked before that the majority of events with this little hump on the top, they can't be attached underneath any other blocks. But if you scroll to the bottom of events, you'll see there are two blocks here that can. They have the regular kind of key shape, broadcast message and broadcast message and wait. And the block above that is when I receive such and such a message, or when such and such a message is broadcast. So what is a broadcast? A broadcast is kind of a hidden cue. So when the signal is sent out, any scripts that run when this exact same signal is broadcast will start playing. So you can use this to run multiple scripts on your own on a single sprite. In this case, we're going to use the broadcast function to make our sprite number 1, the Mr. Ford sprite, broadcast a signal to sprite number 2, sprite C, saying, hey, it's your turn to talk. And this is how you're going to be able to command one character to talk first, another character to talk second. And so you can see here on my sprite number 1, I've had my character say something, and then when they're finished saying something, they're going to broadcast the message that I've named hello. And sprite number 2, I'm going to create a new script that's called when I receive broadcast message hello, then character 2 will respond. Now, something to keep in mind, when character 2 is responding, the script from character 1 is still playing. So however long it's going to take character 2 to respond, I need to make sure I have character 1 wait at least as long, or else character 1 will just talk over character number 2 or sprite number 2. So I know it's going to take my second sprite 4 seconds to say what they need to say, so I'm going to have sprite number 1 wait 5 seconds before saying something again. Then when I want to broadcast to sprite number 2 that it's their turn to talk again, I'm going to use another one of these key broadcast message blocks. And so I need to create a new one. I'll just drag it in here, click the drop-down menu, select Add New, give it a name, head back over to my sprite number 2, and create a new script again. This time, when I receive message how, and we'll respond. Now, to make sure that none of these scripts continue running, we're just going to add stop blocks to the end of each of these scripts. So when the character is done commenting, we're just going to put stop and then select this script. And lastly, we'll do it one more time so you can see we have our character 1. They're going to wait just slightly longer than it took character 2 to talk. Then they're going to respond. And we'll have them do a couple of other things as well. We'll have them perform an action. So we'll have them respond, switch to space floating, and maybe we'll have them move around a little bit. Make sure they come back to their original spot. Switch costumes one last time. And then we're going to add a final broadcast message. We're going to have our sprite 2 talk last. So we'll add in a new message. Call this one ending. Head over to our sprite number 2 after we've put in a stop block. Yeah, we'll go to control here. And after it's waited for about 10 seconds, we'll have it stop all scripts. So that should be more than enough time for our second character to finish talking. Again, we come back to events, grab an event block. When I receive message ending, sprite 2 will give a little ending speech, and then we'll have this script finish off. Let's head on over to the project page and see how this plays out. So here we are on the project page. Let's open this up, give it a little play. And that's it. I'm Mr. Ford, and this has been Coding Camp Day 3. Content covered in this video included learning about broadcast event blocks and how to make 2 sprites talk to each other on a single scratch.